Romano, and I'm appealing for anybody who live in, this is for South Africa, for Cape Town, if anybody live in Devil's Peak, right, flat 8, High Cape, Ben Avenue, Devil's Peak, Cape Town, flat 8, High Cape, Ben's Avenue, Devil's Peak, Cape Town. I buy this flat through a friend that live in South Africa, 2006, and I pay like a big deposit on it, and I've been paying mortgage from 2006 right up to 2009 because he told me that nobody been living in there for around 2 years or more than that, because in the beginning he said nobody was living in there, but then we were in a club one night and all of a sudden 30,000 ran appeared out of the sky. I don't know where it appeared, because he said nobody been living in it and it been empty for most of the time, and he said okay, and I said okay, use that, pay the next mortgage then, right? And then he said after that nobody been living in it for over 2 years, and I've been paying the mortgage, keep going up all the time. It starts £650, then at the end it was like £950, and most of the time I have to struggle to find it because I couldn't find the money to pay for the mortgage, and I was like, what I done? Because I used all my savings put towards a deposit in the beginning, alright? And I have some more money that I couldn't touch because they're in stocks and shares. I just couldn't touch them because I would lose the majority of them if I tried to sell them anyway. It's no point, right? But this guy, I've been going, when he tell me nobody been living in it for say 2 years, and a friend of mine that worked for Noble International or Noble London, come to me and said they're opening a shop. Come to my boyfriend actually and said they're opening a shop, a Noble restaurant in Cape Town. And then she know I have an empty flat down there if I want to rent it out to the staff. And I said, yeah, it's sit down there doing nothing, right? So she get on to a state agent friend of hers in Cape Town. The state agent friend get up to the flat, checking out the flat, and it was full of people was living in there. So she went back and tell my friend from Noble, and she tell me, said, Romano, the flat is not empty, people are living in there. When I confront my friend, call him Shambles, he said no, it's empty. And I said no, but my friend from a state agent just went up there to check it out because we're going to rent it out to Noble people. No, it's empty, it's nobody been living in there for 2 years. And I said, but one time the shower broke a few months ago in York, and I asked you the same thing, but why a shower broke if nobody's living in there? And I have to send money to Cape Town to get the shower fixed. So I was like, I was a little bit apprehensive, right? And I went to a lawyer friend of mine's in Little Italy in London, and I asked him, what do you think about these things? Because his boyfriend is from South Africa. They're one of the most nicest couple you ever met. And he said, Romano, I promise you, I think you should go and get something signed from him, because this is really fishy. So I went back to him and asked him, can he sign something for me so just to prove? And he went, no, bro, you're my bro, I would never hurt you, bro. I love you so much, bro, and all these nonsense. In hindsight now, looking back, as a friend said to me, he was grooming me to steal my money. And I was like, I wasn't looking at that at the time. Up to now, I don't look at that, I don't see that. But I just can't understand how somebody can be like this, come in your life and do everything and say they love you and this and that, but then they rip you off so much money. So I'm appealing to anybody who ever live in Cape Town. My cat gonna jump through the window, and they're not allowed out because people will steal them, they're too expensive. He was grooming me to steal my money, right? And I was like, all my friends saw it, and all my friends were worried. Every one of my friends saw it. Why this guy is so close to you? What's going on between you and him? Quite a lot was going on between us. I remember his friend, I don't want to mention his name, his best friend, call him Craig, said to me one time, why you and him always going to the toilet? Why you and him alone always going to the toilet? Now you know why we're always going to the toilet. Just put 2 and 2 together yourself. Why you never want nobody else come? You know, because and then his girlfriend, call her ugly. She was like, used to follow us to the toilet, do and lean on the toilet, do and listen what's going on, only if she'd know what's going on in that toilet. You know, all everybody at the time was worrying about, you were all right. Something was going on. You know, he said he's straight, but there's nobody bone in his body is straight. No bone in this boy's body is straight. And I'm not going to go into growing detail. I'll make you read between the lines. But I come on here to appeal for anybody in Cape Town that ever lived in Devil's Peak in flat 8, Benz Avenue. And it was renting by City Home. City Home was renting it out. Alright, because they basically said nobody been living in there for 2 years. And this is I can't understand how it's a nice flat to be in Cape Town for 2 years empty and people desperate for a house and we rent anything in Cape Town, and I don't understand. So please, I'm asking, I'm begging for help for somebody, anybody. I tried to get investigator in Cape Town and it ripped me off. I tried to have another agency look to check it out. He threatened them, and I have the letter, really bad threatened, and she's scared, she have a kid and she can't do it. I said, I would love to help you, but I don't know who we have down here can do me harm, so I'll have to stay out of it for the moment. So if you have nothing to hide, why you don't give me all the documents from Cape Town? I have most of the documents, but all of these other documents you refuse to give them. But you say you have nothing to hide. You're not ripping me off. Why you don't give the document them? You know, give the document them. That's all I'm asking for. Give the document them all the way from 2006 till right up to now, and people live on the bank book where you tell me you're open and where the rent money was going in the beginning when we first opened it, and then all of a sudden they said no more rent money was going in for 2 years. So give these documents. You know, to be honest, give these documents. You know, all these money, I give you money in a place in Bath. I'm not going to mention the place because it's for legal reason, but are you telling me I never give you money? Why I'm going to say I give you so much money and I never give you? Why I'm going to say I give you all that money? Why are you ripping me all of this money? Why? I just need help from somebody in South Africa who has been living in Devil's Peak, flat 8. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it. And if you can link me on Facebook, and if you know anybody who was living in Devil's Peak, flat 8, Benz Avenue. Thank you, and it rent through City Homes in Cape Town. Thank you.